preparation for this event, this moment, a friend and I were talking, and she told me that when she heard about the event, the first thing that came to mind was not me. In fact, she told me that when she thought of a lineup of speakers, I was the last person that she would have thought of for an event themed on desire. Do you know what I said to that person? I know, me too. But the more I thought about it, the more I felt my feathers ruffle with a puffering. Wait a minute, I'm desirable, desiring. I desire things. I'm passionate, ambitious. I have longings, dreams, goals. I can't think of any of them right now, but that's not the point. Come to think of it, why can't I think of any of them right now? It's not that I am not driven. In fact, recently, surprisingly, I discovered that I am both a perfectionist and an overachiever. I didn't realize that just because I'm not perfect doesn't mean I can't be a perfectionist. Even though I agonize over everything I do, I scrutinize over my work, and I'm never satisfied, apparently that doesn't mean I'm not a perfectionist. And overachiever? Well, I thought I couldn't be overachieving if I never achieved as much as the person next to me. So there's some red flags in what I've said. I just didn't know what other people knew about me. It seems I was asking the wrong questions. I could tell two versions of my story through two lenses. In one version, I'm a person who doesn't really care much about anything. In the other version, I would do anything at any cost to know that I belong. My friend, she said something that hurt, but it didn't hurt because it wasn't true. It hurt because something wasn't processed. And she was on to something. I just didn't like it. One night, I was standing outside, waiting for the dumb dog to do his nightly business. I was cranky. I was waiting for him to sniff the third spot again. And I was standing there, and as I was dodging the torpedoes that people in Texas call mosquitoes, I could not get over the fact that I was hurting. My body was not doing what it was supposed to be doing, and I was tired. It was something that just seemed unfair. That night, yes, but on a grander scheme. And I couldn't get past the way I kept thinking about it, as I'd been thinking about it, not just then, but a lot lately. You see, recently, I had been to a neurosurgeon's office. I did this Simon Says game. Some of you have done this before, where they say, pull my hands as hard as you can, push my hands as hard as you can, quack like a duck, walk across the room, you tap your feet, you dance your little jig, ta-da, take a bow. So I am dancing my best jig when he says, I said your right foot. Okay, we already did this, but I make sure to make eye contact with him and then make sure we're both looking at my right foot as I tap my right foot. It's at that moment that we both discover, at least I did, that I cannot raise my right foot. Suddenly, all the bouncing off the walls, literally, made sense. The aching hip. It was a moment that made sense in so many ways, as I had grown up as that person who always dealt with health in some way. For people like us who are chronically ill, have invisible illnesses, hard to diagnose illnesses, it's kind of like having a gremlin in your bag. You just apologize for it because it's much easier to apologize for the thing that either moves unexplainably or squeals in your bag than to explain the unexplainable. For instance, hi, I'm a junior. Freshman. Technically I'm a third year, but I don't have enough credits to be a third year because I've missed so much school because I'm sick. But I'm gonna graduate with you. I'm catching up. You see, I'm doing these mailing correspondence courses and, I don't actually know what I have, but it's fine. I'm fine. No, not contagious. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. You know how it is. Kids, mind of their own. They just wouldn't get in the car today. It's a lot easier then. So I fell getting out of bed this morning and I just couldn't quite get up. It was weird. But I don't want to tell you that because I worked late last night and I think that might have been the problem. But hey, I'm a team player and I don't want you to think I can't do my job because I can. Mostly, I think. So on that day, getting that news, that revelation, we talked about a lot of scary possibilities, but the thing I remember sitting in the car was thinking, this is it. This is where I get found out. I'm not gonna be able to hide this one. That night, standing in my yard, I hurt because my legs didn't want to hold me anymore, but I hurt because I couldn't hold the lie anymore. That my gremlin, well, it wasn't a gremlin. My gremlin was me. My body is me. I couldn't disembody myself any longer. I looked back down at my feet, the ones that make me so angry, and then I remember the dog is an escape artist. My eyes shoot up, and I notice a flicker, then another. Could be a firefly? Seems too early for that. I looked for the dog, who is circling the same place again, and then another flicker. Nah, it can't be a firefly. Fireflies? No. Maybe it's one who's, moving around, but two, there's no way. And then I stopped. Good Lord, could I not just take 2 seconds to enjoy the fireflies? Could I not just take a moment to enjoy nature or whatever it is you're supposed to do, instead of sitting there thinking about the way I felt, the things that I had coming in the weeks to come, or the damn dog who was circling the same place for the 10th time? Why is it so hard to let a flicker be just what it is? A flicker. My desire looks a lot like hope. Hope in a moment. Moments of clarity, moments of joy, moments that I remember, that it's not about the dreams that I had yesterday when my reality was different, that I'm so caught up in that I can't possibly see the flicker in front of me. Or the way that I sometimes pine for the things of the future based on a reality that isn't based on anything in my control. Be it a flash, a flicker, a small flame. Light is an unruly character, but it gives us just enough to see what's right in front of us. And that's enough. I've learned that my greatest desire is to be right here in this moment with whatever I can see and know that that is enough. No asterisk needed.